Hey, Courtney, thanks for opting into the video critique. Your words about the video critique being more priceless than a trip to Bali are much appreciated, although not totally believed. But let's go ahead and get started on this. When I just popped it open, I really like your start to your slide design. It looks really good. I love your colors, the purple with the green, this kind of goldy yellow coming around, marigold, perhaps we should call it. Looks really, really good. I can't totally tell. Sometimes the PDF adds a little bit of white space, but I would make sure this is fully pulled off the edge of the bottom of the page here. And then I think this is too close to the edge to not be touching the edge. So either pull the purple shape all the way off so your eye fully continues off, or bring in this purple shape maybe a little bit, probably about to this line. I love how this marigold stroke is interrupted by your design, but there's a bit of a breather in between. That looks really cool. And you have contrasting typefaces, which looks really good as well. Um, I'm intrigued by the period here. If you keep it consistent, I would like it, but I don't, nope, looks like there's only that period there. Okay, so I would remove that period. Um, and then check, like this looks a little bit weird here. Make sure your edges are nice and crisp. Make sure this kind of looks like something weird happened. And this looks a little weird too. Maybe you accidentally doubled up on the stroke down here. I'm not sure. But check that. Make sure it's perfect lines, perfect edges as well. That's really going to help it feel super professional. I think this might look good if you could justify this type since it's kind of a nice little boxy shape already in the paragraph palette. I think that would really look good. Or slightly change it, bump contrast maybe up to this line as well. You could do that. You could do both. You could have contrast bumped up to this line by widening this a little bit and then also justify it. That would look really good and even more professional. Um, just This looks good. I would probably increase your circle so it's not overlapping with the C. So there's a little bit of space between where your letter ends and where the shape ends. You always want to make sure there's a buffer between your writing and any other kind of visual element, unless they're fully overlapped in an artistic choice. And since this is space over here, this one looks like an accident since there's not space between the edge of the C and that circle. Okay. Um, these are looking really good. Same things applies with the spacing, but overall good. Slight humor. Oh, wait, new ad. So this is your new ad. Okay, so here's the existing one. And your new ad. Looks very good. Get your first ticket. Yes, love it. Okay, so I'm intrigued how you built this. I'm wondering, did you find these on this green background already? Um, just want to make sure there's no issues with it, you not really designing anything about it. So maybe let me know when you submit it if you have done it, like what your process was, because I don't think I'll see that on the part one of your draft report. That would be included later. I just want to make sure like you didn't find this image already on a green background and add the writing and the Lego logo, because that might be a little bit too simple maybe for the assignment. Um, I'm hoping maybe you found the images and then put them on here yourself, which would be my guess because this little guy doesn't have as much of a shadow. So maybe add a little bit more of a shadow to him. See how all of these have shadows? That guy's shadow's coming from this side. But just to keep it consistent, these all have under shadow. So maybe a little bit of a shadow down there. But it looks really, really good. Your ad looks awesome. I love it. I loved it so much it made me worry that you didn't fully do anything to manipulate it yourself. So hopefully you have. This text box feels weird because it's long and thin and your others are tall and narrow. So keep that consistent. If you're going to have some kind of pulled information, keep it the same shape. Okay. See how this one's long and narrow as opposed to tall, or long and wide as opposed to tall and narrow. Okay. So really, you're off to a great start. Clean up a few things. My only real concern is what the process was for your ad. So make sure it's something that you actually did design yourself, which I'm assuming is the case. You've just done it well. But if it was already pretty much done and you just had to throw on a one sentence or something, that would make me a little bit worried when it comes to copyright and things like that nature. Okay, so let me know about that. You can write me back a comment on this page if you like. I will see it there as well. Okay, thanks so much, Courtney.